Welcome back. So sometimes it's a challenge for us busy parents to find some good time to make healthy meals for our families, but we do have some help today.
Busy mom herself, Marie Fiebach, is here right now with some help. She is the founder of Feed Your Family Tonight. And man, have you had some great suggestions for us so far. How are you today, Marie?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. The fall's getting here and people are starting to think about putting things in their oven. And one of my favorite things for busy nights is a roast chicken. And you would think that's not something that you want to do on a busy night.
Sure.
But it's a busy night because you can prep it the night before, and then all you have to do is take it from the refrigerator into the oven, and while you're running your kids to soccer practice, dinner's cooking.
Nice.
Sounds good to me.
It's multitasking, right?
It's multitasking. So a lot of people are afraid of raw chicken, and I teach people not to be afraid of it. If you're really worried, get yourself a big thing of soapy water ready before you start. And this recipe is super easy. It's just poultry seasoning, salt, and pepper. And you mix those together, and then you put it underneath the skin. And what that does is that seasons the meat directly, but it also, as that chicken sits in your refrigerator overnight, it causes the skin to dry out. And when the skin dries out, it gets crispier in the oven. And I don't know about you, but sneaking a little piece of crispy chicken skin is one of the things that's good in life.
Yes.
So you just want to take it and put it underneath the skin all around the chicken. And if some gets on the outside, that's totally fine. The next step you want to do is take a knife and poke some holes along the skin. And what that does is that gives a chance for the fat to drain out, which keeps your chicken from getting really fatty. It also causes the skin to be crispier.
Got it.
Nice.
Then, oh, go ahead.
Well, I got to stop you because, you know, I'm sure you have this covered, but Thanksgiving coming up, does this work the same for a turkey?
Oh my goodness, it's one of the best ways. It's technically called dry brining. You know, you hear people talk about brining turkeys. This is a dry brining where there's no water. And again, that helps you get crispier skin. It helps the meat to get seasoned directly. And so you absolutely can do this with your turkey.
All right.
The last step is you want to take a piece of kitchen twine, and if you don't have kitchen twine, you can do it without, but it's better to have the kitchen twine because it protects the breast meat a little bit so it doesn't dry out, and you don't have to be fancy. Tie it in a bow, and then set it on a rack, and let that cook at 425 for an hour and a half. And I'm going to let you pull what we have out of the oven.
Sure, because we've been smelling this for quite some time.
Yeah, no, it
been in the oven.
good.
It's kind of that. There's the poultry seasoning, but what is that? It's just rosemary and just that type of seasoning that you can
Poultry
smell.
seasoning has rosemary
really
and
good.
sage. You're smelling the sage.
Okay.
Now, I'm also seeing 2 chicken breasts in here instead of just 1.
And that is because I teach families, if you have more than 3 people in your household, you should be roasting 2 chickens at a time. It takes all of a minute to prep a chicken. And so if you have 2, the first night you can eat that chicken roasted, and then you have all your chicken meat left over that you can make other things with.
Wow. Okay, and then that you are right about the crispy skin. Look, you can even tell through the camera lens that is exactly as described.
So
It looks so good. It looks good. And one thing with that, I like the idea of turning it into other foods. Sandwiches, we do chicken and biscuits at our house, especially like toward the holidays. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome to think about.
So tell us a little bit about where you'd go from here. I mean, you just dig in, right?
So the next thing you're going to do is you're actually just going to carve your chicken up. The first night you carve your chicken, serve it to your family. I like to keep the bones back and make bone broth. And later on this morning, I'm going to teach you all how to make bone broth, chicken noodle soup, and chicken quesadillas, which is something that you can do with the meat. So that's why it's cook once, eat 3 times.
And over there by Annette, you can learn a lot more because that's the book right there.
Right here.
This recipe is available in my cookbook. It's available at Watermark Books and Cafe here locally. And it's also available on feedyourfamilytonight.com/shop.
Okay, thank you so much, Marie. Very well done. As always, some great tips, and we'll be checking back with you a little bit later. But remember, feed your family tonight with Marie's help. We'll be right back.